Here's more experiments with my second A2 sketchbook. Just find the work. Here we go. Here is another one I didn't forget to put in last time. It's the ink spreading down, and these effects came. This was from where I'd put a piece of paper on top and it smudged it down. I quite liked it, but it gave me an idea of throwing ink onto a paper, and this is what that had created. I was getting ink and I was throwing it on top and putting paper over the top, and these images have been created. This is really nice here, the colours are merging together here. Again, doing that very similar things to the spray ink, creating like nebula sort of effects. Here's some more experiments. Mixing two colours together, and again putting paper over the top, sort of sucking up the rest of the ink, carrying on that from when I was using the ink when I used the bleach and put it over the top, carrying on that technique. Here's another one. Colours really merged nicely here, almost has a shiny ring or edge around where you can see where two colours have touched, and here the nebula effect again. It's quite a quick process, but it's experimental. You can't get exactly the same thing every time, and sometimes things like this happen, and these are really nice. You can sort of, reminds me of fire rising, using yellow and green, and you can really see the crystals from the ink. It's the same ink as I use spraying, so, and when the light hits it, it glitters. Here again, it's a really nice effect. This is the same image, just put paper over the top, press down, symmetrical. This could be nice as one piece. I could experiment with symmetry. Here's some more of the pieces before. This one's really nice. I really like this effect. This is accidental, but this is the same image again, pressed down, but this line had come out, and it really, again, really reminds me of nebula in space. Really nice, and it's very crystally, shiny, and just merges nicely together. Thrown in at an angle opposite each other. And these are my favourite ones that I've created. They're the same image, and it's cracked from where it's dried and the ink has parted. It's cracked and merged and created, again, nebula-like. Here's work focusing on to the collage side of my work to do with art. Here is one where I combined ink, splattered ink, and acrylic paint. I don't really like it. I don't think it works. I want to focus on. I wanted to focus on the sprayed ink and the mono printing, and here is some experiments that I've been doing with the collage. And here's an ink one, sprayed ink one. I've picked colours that are similar together, trying to work out. I've kept the idea from Robert Rauschenberg of the squares, keeping the squares in and making it very abstract. Like here, it doesn't link in, but I quite like it. Here's some more work. Here's the red and green. I really like red and green together. It works well, very complementary. And here, it's just sprayed together, splatters, darker bits and lighter bits spreading off. Tried to make it not cover the whole page, so it's sort of a focal point. And here's one just where I combined loads of colours together and here's a gap. I thought it would be nice to start bringing gaps within the work, just plain, so nothing was going on there. This one's a bit hectic and mayhem. There's lots of colours going on, vibrant. But here, I like the combination between the splatters and the spray. Yeah, like this is very interesting. You don't really understand why it's there, but it sort of stands out. And here the crystals, you can see. I want it to be a bit more like this. I want my work to head forward into this sort of stuff. I don't really want it to be like this piece. I want it to be more structured, not so abstract. I think the abstract would come in later in when I combine the two medias together. Here is a piece where I didn't cover the whole page, I wanted to cover little bits, combining the splattered ink and together. It doesn't cover the whole thing, but I think this is quite intriguing because it makes you ask why is this bit empty? Why is it not? But I think at the same time you can do more with the collages if there's a lot, so you can create more interesting shape within the work and stuff, whereas this is quite confined and you can't use much of it. Maybe on a larger scale you could use smaller pieces. Maybe that's something I could experiment with. New pieces to do with the monoprinting collages. Here I've put a lot of different things together, incorporated structured pieces, left gaps. I've carried this on from the ink side of the collages. Lots of different techniques here. Some of it's been rubbed away, lines have been drawn. I quite like it. Maybe if I was to define colours a bit more, again try and probably work with certain colours together only. And from thinking that I created these, this one I like a lot, taking on the idea of not covering the whole page. I think this works better than what I'd created with the sprayed ink. There's interesting lines within here. This is actually part of the ink that's pressed, covering a bit as like a focal point. It reminds me of something when you're doing that and there's something in the middle because of these bits. Moving on, picked two different rocks that I'd created, the blue and yellow ones with the red and black ones, merged them together and kept the same idea I'd created from this one and put it into there, but using smaller pieces. And I quite like it, but I want to experiment with putting a lot more on the page before I move on. Here's another one. I'd made this one quickly because I really liked the line going across. Thought this would work really well in the middle. Combine different colours together. Here I really like the shape of and the scratchiness of this circle-y shape here and here. It really went well. But here is an experiment with filling the composition with filling the whole page more of the composition and the monoprint of the work. And I really like it. I like how I haven't used the whole page. I've kept these shapes. These shapes here I really like. The combining colours, not too many, not too little, they go and they work together. Keeping the square shape within the work, apart from this one here, which I wish that I didn't do. I want to have changed now. But other than that I really like it, and I have carried on and done some more, which are like this. Now, here I haven't fooled the whole page again, but I'd used the black, and this is, I didn't fill the whole of it because I felt that it'd be interesting, because this is more structured with line, and that's more patchy, and it's sort of a playing against each other, two different sides combining two different things together. So here's the lines going against each other, not running entirely straight, and here's the patchy bits that have been created by the roller. I really like the monoprint on the sides, and I think I want to carry that on within my work. I could experiment with both, bringing in photography, but I really like the monoprint on the side of things. And I want to experiment with the tissue bit that I'd used in the previous, accidentally come across in the previous sketchbook, and I'm going to create some pieces with them and start to bring photography elements within my work.